With many Canadians worried they may not be saving enough for retirement, the federal government is proposing a voluntary plan that would allow Canadians to enhance their retirement income by contributing more to the Canada Pension Plan. Finance Minister Joe Oliver says the government is ready to start consultations on the idea. While he gave few details, he made it clear it would be up to individuals to decide whether to participate, unlike plans proposed by the federal opposition parties and Ontario's newly expanded retirement savings program. Speaking in the House of Commons yesterday, Oliver said, "Our government will not force Canadians into a mandatory, job-killing, economy-destabilizing pension tax hike on employers and employees," adding, "We believe that Canadians are best placed to decide how to save for their retirement with voluntary options, rather than have tax hikes imposed on them." Time for the big picture to weigh in. Goldy Hyder is President and CEO of Hill & Knowlton Strategies, and Armine Yalnizyan is Senior Economist at the Canadian Centre for Policy Alternatives. So this is a thorny issue, has been out there for a long, long time, and now Joe Oliver is jumping in with a solution. What do you think of it, Armine?
Well, I can only think that it must be politics, because the House rises on June the 19th or thereabouts. What can they get accomplished between now and then? Nothing. And the other part is that they're moving, they're climbing down that branch that they went out on a long time ago in 2010, but they haven't fundamentally changed on what they're proposing, which is voluntary and no employer involvement. So frankly, you're not going to raise savings rates that way.
And Goldy, what's your perspective?
Well, don't adjust your sets, but I agree with Armine. There is a lot of politics involved here, because obviously you have the opposition's taking a very different approach about wanting it to be involuntary, mandatory. They want employer participation. So this government is able to go out there and say, you have a choice to make. Elections are about choices. We're the party that's going to cut your taxes. We're the party that's going to allow you to choose if you want CPP to be the way in which you're going to augment your savings plan, or if in fact there's some other things that you might want to do with it. So the TFSA, home ownership, there's a variety of different things. So I think they're creating an attention to an issue that they feel is a winner for them with the public.
And there are going to be consultations apparently throughout the summer, so they're hoping to bring this forward even into September, possibly the last hurrah of this current government, and who knows what the next one will be. But in the meantime, a lot of people are saying that actually this does make sense, particularly when you think not of those people who are just about to retire, but all this generations that are coming up that are not having their defined benefit pension plan, and this is something that has to be addressed. And of course, the ideas are either is it voluntary or is it mandatory? I mean, either way, taking the politics out of it, Armine, which do you think is better?
Well, I think mandatory for the reason that we all have a lot of inertia in the way we behave, and especially younger people have got a lot of other costs on their mind other than retirement. And they get closer to the age and they think, uh-oh, I didn't plan enough. Right now, the maximum you can get out of CPP is just over $1,000 a month. By the time you top it up with OAS and GIS, you're lucky if you've got $17,000 a year. You inflation adjust that, that's not a very generous way to live. That kind of is guaranteed poverty in your senior years. So I think one of the other great things about mandatory and putting it mandatory in CPP is that you're reducing costs. So right now, if you put money, you've got lots of options there. Talk about choice. You've got options of TFSAs, education savings plans, RRSPs, all these other things, most of which people put money into mutual funds, and then there's a 2.5% rate taken off in fees. Well, given the rates of return right now and how low interest rates are, you're eating up most of your returns with fees. That's crazy. We should be putting it in something like a CPP that minimizes those administrative costs and maximizes those returns.
Mandatory is the way to go, do you think?
No, I think this speaks more to the importance that we reinforce a culture of savings. We don't have that really. Our governments have spent more than they should. Canadians are spending more than they should. And we need to go back to the basics here. And the basics here is, whose responsibility is it to save for your retirement? Is it exclusively the job of the government? Is it the job of your employer who's already paying you to have a job? Or do you have some skin in this game yourself? Because the fact that you're only going to get $1,000 at the other end proves the point that I'm making, that is, it's expected that you will do your fair share to participate in your own retirement savings plan. All CPP is supposed to be is one surefire way to ensure that you have something, because we're forcing you to put it into it. But there must be other strategies that Canadians need to employ. So the responsibility issue is paramount. And then there's the accountability piece to this and the affordability piece to this. Can businesses today afford to have, and people call it a payroll tax, or to support the employment contributions that employees will make? Can businesses today afford that? And if they do that, will that cut jobs? Will that cut innovation? Will that cut research and investment in other things that businesses do?
But you know, at the same time, this all comes back to where we sort of started, of what can actually happen with this, because the other thing, of course, is that the provinces have to agree. So whatever the federal government is saying it's going to roll out, it's going to have to be an awful lot of negotiation between now and whenever anything changes.
Can I just address the issue of can businesses afford this? Because, in fact, the federal proposal here excludes employers from the game, as if employers don't exist. The majority of private sector workers don't have pensions because their employers don't give them one, on top of CPP. Okay, number one. Number two, profits as a share of the economy are at an all-time high. Can employers offer more? Yes, they can, but they are offering their shareholders more than they're offering their employees. And number three, people who are being told, like you, that they should have more skin in the game and save more, while younger people are seeing wages stall out. Since 2009, the hourly wage has stalled out. There's been no increase after
that may be shifting. I think that may be shifting. I think the point here is that as the demographics shift, employers interested in recruiting the best talent will be looking at ways in which to bring about better benefits, better pension plans, maybe not the return to a defined benefit pension era, but I think there is going to be a bit of a shift there. I just don't believe that we should take away choice from people.
There's plenty of choice out there. You don't want to have the majority of workers without any coverage for a decent pension in their future, and we can fix this.
Which is why the government's exploring this. It's not a policy that they announced in the budget, so I think we should read something into that too.
I think you two are going to be arguing on your way out of it.
That's possible.
Thanks for being here today.
Thank you.